everyone. This is Jill. Welcome back to my channel. And welcome to the May Cherry on Top YouTube Hop. And what we're focusing on this month as a team is using many of those gorgeous papers out there that kind of steal the show, right? I mean, they're sometimes like a full page of something bold and beautiful, but then how do you scrapbook on it? That's our question. And you can see that I've kind of set up what I'm going to work on today. But before we get to that, I wanted to show you a page I made recently. It is detailed on the Cherry on Top blog if you wanted to look at that, kind of go back into the archives and look for it. But it's a great example of our theme for today, so I thought I'd pull it in for a minute. This paper with the really bold print on it, even though it looked like it'd be hard to work with, I was up for the challenge because I love this paper. It kind of is a paper that also has built-in journaling or journaling prompts, however you want to address it. But what I decided to do for this, since it's all these colors, I decided to print all my photos in black and white. To print them small, I used a little transparency here to bring in this nature theme for part of it, but otherwise these are all just small black and white photos, and I kept my embellishing very minimal. So that gives you an idea of another paper that I've worked with recently that was challenging but lots of fun to do. So anyway, my original idea for today was to try to use this paper, and I'm still going to rise to this challenge, but I actually couldn't. I mean, with the photos I was working with and the story I wanted to tell, the adorable chipmunks, which are so small in real life, are so large on the paper that I figured I either had to tell a chipmunk story or something that wasn't another creature to compete with these chipmunks. But I really, really love this paper. What I ended up doing was cutting, as you can see, cutting it from the 12 by 12. This is Prima paper. And using the back, using some of it on another sheet. But I'm determined to come back to this and do more with it, so stay tuned. Okay, so for today, I'm working with this Prima paper and primarily with, I keep saying Prima. I think that's what this is. I know that's what that other one was. And then the 49 in Market, they also have some really bold papers right now. And I wanted to work with their vintage artistry naturalist line because I'm doing a nature page. So this is their ephemera bits pack, and I use that primarily for my embellishment. I went ahead and stitched and applied these just to save a little time, and let me say what I did. I really wanted I wanted to use this paper, and of course you can use it without adding anything more to it, but I actually wanted to show you how you can kind of balance a dominant design by adding paper in the same colorway. And that, you know, that's just kind of the direction I wanted to go with this page. And so what I did was I knew, and this is my photo. I have two photos in a little collage of some Canada geese nesting on the riverbank by where my boyfriend lives. And so I knew I was going to use these photos, and I think the photos work well with the colors in the floral design, and the floral design is so gorgeous and really evokes nature and the theme of the page. But I'm pleased with being able to kind of ground the photo instead of having it like just up by the top, which would work too. But I like this grounding for it and this repetition of the colors. It gives kind of weight to the bottom, and then the top can be more light and airy. Okay, the other thing I wanted to do with this page is work kind of on the diagonal. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Well, let's start with some of the embellishments I know I want to use. I wanted to use one of these little postcards from the ephemera pack to journal on. And so I typed it up. I didn't get it just right. I put in a few little pencil marks to indicate where to stop, but the spacing still turned out a little funky. That's fine for me because I always just roll with it. But let's get some adhesive and start putting some things down, at least lightly. So stick my photo roughly where I want it. I want to leave some room on this side for die cuts. And I know I want to tuck this under. If you ever have trouble, if you have a typewriter, like getting these cards to not get stuck, I just adhered mine to some white paper when I typed, and that helped quite a bit. Okay, this just goes up a little bit more than I thought it would before I did the typing. I kind of get it straight on there. Good, but I like that little postcard look. And then this is essentially my title, the die cut piece that says Nature Lover. And so I'm just going to work around the typing, and it works out okay. I think one of the little labels that I was going to put elsewhere, I'm going to put here, because it will help me kind of use up that space. And I do like this label because it says Explore Your World, which is what the journaling's about. So that works pretty well. So let's tuck that in there. Okay. And then one other thing I knew I wanted to do up here is use this frame and frame one of the flowers. Part of the reason I want to do that is this deep green woodsy look on the little slide frame is a really nice match for the photos. And so I feel like it kind of will pull the eye down to the photos at the same time that it highlights those pretty flowers. Maybe tuck it under just a bit like that. I also think this green, pale green rose is so gorgeous. And so by putting a dark color next to it and something a little, to draw the eye to that, works well. And then the postage stamp is green. So I just kind of like the look of all of that up there. And then this leaves some area at the top of the diagonal for some embellishment, some like confetti style embellishment. Okay, on this side, I knew I wanted the sage color tag, just a small tag, tucked under for a little layering. This will be another frame. I don't think I'm going to put anything in it. Just create kind of some open space. It has a lot going on because it's striped. So I was thinking something kind of, I don't know if I want it to go off the page or what. Still kind of experimenting with that. I know I want right here because I write about how these geese are nesting, and it's like a very particular spot for them. It's right here, and it's right here every spring. So they fight over this prime nesting area too. It's funny. Okay. Yeah, so this die cut pack, it has so much in it, and has duplicates of a lot of things too. So you don't have to worry if you use something that you want to hoard. You still have one. So I really like it. It's a good purchase. Now, I think I definitely want to add the date, and not sure if I'll do it on this label, but for right now, let's say we're going to do that. So I'll put that in there. There. So see how easy that is, just with different size die cuts. And I like the larger ones for the 12 by 12 pages. And then it gives your eye this kind of diagonal movement. Okay. And then what I think I mentioned that I put these down here with thread. You can see the stitching, which also adds a little interest. I'll probably trim off this side a bit. And anything else I need to mention. I love the new Simple Stories Boho Baby line, but I'm not sure how much baby scrapbooking I'm going to do with it. I might find some story to tell, but I just love the colors. They're really, I don't know, they're just soft and pretty, and I think they're a good match. See, good match for this this paper. So I'm going to use primarily these little floral puffy stickers. I haven't given too much thought to where I want them to be, but I'm kind of thinking in terms of here, and here for some small embellishments. Little mushroom, that definitely needs to go on here somewhere. Now I want to, as I said, work with the floral ones. I don't want any of the super cute baby ones to like give a different vibe to the page. So I'm choosing from this sheet kind of carefully to just bring in that color and the nature-inspired embellishments. So I think that might be okay for this page as far as that line goes. And then these also are the enamel dots that go with that collection. And I know I want to have some confetti, as it were, going up this way. Yeah, these colors are really nice. I like to kind of work along the edges and create a triangle. I want to get some more of the dark color in for contrast. This sage is such a perfect match. These are nice too for any place along the diagonal where there seems to be a little bit of white space or even trapped space. Okay. All right, well, I think you're kind of getting the idea of this simple page that I'm happy to have like kind of taken you into the process, at least the latter stages of it. For this kind of working with the big paper, sometimes most of the thought just goes in landing on a design. And once I decided I wanted to do more with the color and do a little bit of paper strips for grounding of my photos, and when I found this this frame to kind of bring the darks up to this corner, and decided I wanted to work in a diagonal like that and let the die cuts do a lot of the embellishing, then it came together, as you saw, like really quick. So so there you have it. Hope this was fun and you learned a little bit about how to use those really gorgeous papers that sometimes we shy away from because they seem a little too challenging, but you can do it. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.